You have certainly heard the phrase, the dog is man's best friend. Somewhere it is not, because it is full of affection, of much love to give, and above all companionship. The dog is thus known as man's best friend. That's why that most people love dogs. Watch this video until the end, that you will definitely not be the same after this video. Let's go. In 2008, a man named Rick moved to a new town, a town he didn't know anyone in, so he started to feel lonely and in need of a dog to keep him company. So reading the local papers, he saw that a shelter had dogs available for adoption. He didn't think twice and went there to see the dogs available. He saw so many nice dogs, but he decided to choose a dog called Ray, a black Labrador. He liked the dog and took him home. Just that when he got home, some things started to go wrong. It seemed that the new owner of the dog called Ray would not stay with him long, but Rick said he would try to give the dog some time to settle down and get used to the environment, maybe a couple of weeks. He let 2 weeks go by, but nothing changed. Rick said that when he adopted the dog, the shelter delivered with him a folder that had Chow's toys and some papers. They also said that the dog was trained and followed commands, but when Rick sent the dog did nothing. It seemed that the relationship between the two was not going to work out. It seemed that the dog did not know its own name. Dog started devouring his shoes and empty boxes, so a little angry, he decided he was going to call the shelter and return the dog. When he was looking for the shelter number in the dog's folder, Rick came across a letter from the previous owner of the dog, King. He thought they were just tips on how to deal with the dog, so he decided to open the letter and read it. But what he didn't know is that a surprise was waiting for him. The letter said the following: "Whoever you are, the new owner of the King, this letter is for you. I can't say that I am happy that you are reading this letter that I sent to the shelter. In fact, I am very sad to write it. This is my last time with my lab. Now I have to drop him off at a shelter. He seems to be feeling something is wrong, and it's our last time together. I used to put his toys in that same folder when we were traveling, but this time it seems like he knows there's something wrong. I had to leave him. Now I want to tell you something about my lab that will help you live with him for a long time. First of all, say that he loves tennis balls. Sometimes he would put 2 tennis balls in his mouth. Sometimes he would try to catch me going over the edge and try to put 3 balls at once, but he couldn't. No matter how far you threw the ball, he was going to look for it, so be careful. Never play with him in a place with a lot of traffic. It would end his life in just a second." Maybe they told you Ray is a dog trained to follow some commands, like sit, stand, come, and others. I used to give you sandwiches after he obeys some command. Pizzas and fried fish stimulate him because he just loves to eat that. See the other sheet of this letter. I need to tell you some very important things that will make you live with the King for a long time. Name is not Ray. I don't know why I said the wrong name at the shelter. I don't think I could say the real name. I wanted there to be something personal between me and him. I wanted his name to be known only by me. Saying his real name at the shelter would mean I was leaving him forever. I wanted to believe that everything would change and I would go back to him. In fact, Ray is a smart dog. I have no doubt that he will accept a new name. But if you're reading this letter now, it means something went wrong. I think you should know his real name in case he causes any trouble. His real name is Tank, because that's what I drive, a battle tank. If you're from here in town, you've probably heard my name on the news. I left the tank at the shelter and asked them not to give the dog to anyone before receiving news about me from my commander. My parents passed away and I do not have brothers. The only thing I asked before going to war was that this message be delivered if something happened to me. Luckily, my commander agreed with that, and he himself would break the news to the shelter. If you are reading this letter, it is because it was the commander's orders. Well, now it got really depressing. I'm writing about the dog, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't see any difference if I was writing about my wife, kids, or other close ones, because Tank was my family. I hope he's a member now from your family. May he love you like he loved me. That's all. I'll leave this letter. I have to go tonight, and I wouldn't be able to say goodbye to Tank again. The first time I couldn't stop crying. I want to believe that even if I die, everything will be fine. With my friend, I would know what my dog is like even when he manages to put 3 balls in his mouth. Protect and love him. I say goodbye to you. Paul Mellery. Rick says when he finished reading the letter, he returned the letter in the envelope with tears in his eyes. He heard about the old tank owner Paolo Melody. Everyone in town heard about him, even new people in town like Rick the Tank's former owner died in Iraq weeks ago and received a medal for sacrificing his life to save 3 people. Rick said he looked at his new dog and said, "Tank, come on." Tank stood up with his ears up and a very long face. Happy and went to Rick. He looked more relaxed. He said to Tank, "We are friends. You are not alone. Your former owner will always be with you." The dog took a tennis ball and looked at Rick and then got a face like, "Let's play." Rick said yes. The dog went to the room where the toys were, and when he came back he had 3 tennis balls in his mouth. This case is an example for all of us. Never forget to spread lots of love. If you liked the video, leave your like, subscribe to the channel to receive more videos.